everyone, I am going to film another video today. I am not sure if this video will be uploaded on the same day as my previous video, my review of Rihanna's new album Anti. However, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing, as you can see by the title, Sia's album This Is Acting. Okay, anyone that knows me will know that I love Sia so much. I absolutely adore her in every way. Her voice is one of my favourite voices of all time. I absolutely love her, and she is an incredible songwriter. I loved her last record, 1,000 Forms of Fear. Also the previous two, We Are Born and Some People Have Real Problems. Definitely check out those two records if you are liking This Is Acting, and I'm going to be talking about This Is Acting track by track now. Okay, so quickly, for those of you who don't know, This Is Acting is basically a combination, a collection of songs that Sia has written for other artists which they have rejected or turned down or not really worked with them. If you don't know, Sia writes a lot of songs for other people. She's done Diamonds for Rihanna, Pretty Hurts for Beyonce, she's written songs with Adele, she's done all the big pop stars, Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, Kylie Minogue, she's done loads. So this album is a collection of songs which big pop stars didn't want, that she could not let go of because she loved them and she thought that they really were great. So I'm going to go through them. There are 14 tracks on the deluxe edition, so I'm going to be talking about each of them now. Okay, track number 1 is called Bird Set Free. Now, this is a song which we had already got. This was the second song she released from the album. In the lead up to the record, Sia was really good at teasing us with songs. I think it's nice when artists go either way. I like it when artists don't give you anything and then the album drops. But I also like it when an artist releases like a song every month, like what Marina did with Fruit and also what Sia has done here. So Bird Set Free was one of the songs we already had when the album dropped, and it's definitely one of my favourites on the album. Absolutely brilliant song. I believe she wrote this for Rihanna, and then Adele also might have wanted it. I can't really remember. It was definitely Adele and Rihanna, I think, were the two that may have had it. But both of them gave it back, so Sia recorded it, and thank God she did, because it's definitely one of my favourite tracks on here. Track number 2 is lead single from the album Alive. Now, this track is incredible. It's so vocally challenging, and I love Sia's vocals. Her voice does this kind of thing when she hits a high note, it kind of cracks, which I'm sure a lot of artists kind of shy away from and kind of edit in the recording studio. But when you listen to this track, similar with some other tracks on this record as well, it sounds so raw because her voice is so natural, and it does crack and it does show its kind of weak spots in a way, which do make it stronger for me. It adds so much character to the song. This song is very poppy, it's got a great hook. And it was such a great choice for lead single. Again, she wrote this track with Adele. However, Adele said that for 25, she wrote it with Adele for Adele's album 25. However, Adele has apparently said that whenever she put it in the track listing of 25, it stood out so much as sounding too much like a Sia song. So she gave it back to Sia, and Sia decided to release it as the lead single, and what a great choice. She performed it on X Factor in the UK, and definitely check that performance out because it was incredible. Also, her SNL performance is amazing. Okay, track number 3, slightly more down-tempo track, and I think it's the only track on here which isn't a reject, so I lied at the beginning when I said they're all rejects. This one she wrote with her husband, or boyfriend, I'm pretty sure they're married, and it's called 1 Million Bullets, and it's a lot more down-tempo. It's kind of a love song. It's about how many bullets would you take kind of thing. And she's saying she'd take 1 million bullets. As with a lot of Sia tracks, because she's writing for other artists like Katy Perry and Rihanna, who do usually want to kind of please the radio, some of Sia's lyrics are quite tame. For me, I can get over this because Sia sings them so incredibly well, and they all are so catchy. However, on songs like 1 Million Bullets, some of the lyrics are a bit cheesy, in the nicest way possible. I absolutely adore her, but sometimes it's very clear that they're written with the purpose of a big pop star making money off them, if that makes any sense. It doesn't tarnish it whatsoever. I like this track, but not one of my favourites on the record. Track number 4 is definite standout track. Not standout because it's a huge favourite, but standout because it stands out from the track list. This is called Move Your Body, and it was written obviously for Shakira. The title says it all. And this is definitely the most upbeat track on here. Probably the most upbeat song I've ever heard Sia on. It's a huge kind of dance track. It's very dance, EDM heavy, and it's really interesting. It's really interesting to see Sia's vocals mixed with this very heavy EDM production. Number 5 is Unstoppable. Again, it's another great pop song, very catchy, one of the most catchy tracks on here, I think. A grower for me. It was another track that she released before the album dropped, and when I first heard it, I was like, it's okay, but I don't think it's not a strong track. However, it's grown on me a lot and I really love it now. Number 6 is another one of my favourite tracks. This was written for Rihanna's album Anti. Why Rihanna turned it down, I don't know. But I can't imagine anyone can sing it as well as Sia can. This is called Cheap Thrills, and I believe it is single number 2. This song is very upbeat, it's very fun, and as all Sia tracks, very catchy. Track number 7 is probably my favourite track on the album. I've got 2 favourite tracks on the album, maybe 3, but this is one of them. And this was, I think, also written for Rihanna and co-produced with Kanye West. Kanye West and Rihanna, I believe they were working together and they wanted Sia to come in and write with them, and she wrote Reaper. Hence why there is production from Kanye on the record. I really like this song and it's definitely my favourite production on the record. Not because I'm biased, because I do really love Kanye. Just because its production is really good, I really like it. And it's also slightly kind of darker. It kind of puts Cheap Thrills is track number 6, and it's very kind of upbeat with a very fun kind of light-hearted message. And Reaper is track number 7, which again is just as upbeat, however, is slightly darker. It's got slightly darker meaning. And the production from Kanye is slightly more interesting and dark sounding. Okay, track number 8 is my other favourite. Bird Set Free, Reaper, and track number 8, House on Fire. They're my 3 favourite tracks on here. House on Fire is probably the most catchy for me on the record. Absolutely love this song so much. The melody is just so good. Like, I nearly said Rihanna. Sia's, that's what happens when you film 2 videos in a day. Sia's vocals, as always, are incredible, but her melody is just so good. Like, she can write a pop melody like that, and she nails it, and House on Fire is an exact example of when a pop melody is perfect. Track number 9 is called Footprints. Now, I can't remember who this was written for. I'm kind of losing track of which tracks were written for who. But this one is, I like it, but it's definitely, for me, the weakest one on the record. As I said before, sometimes, because Sia writes for other people, some of the tracks are quite tame, and for really wanting another term, basic. I think Footprints, for me, is slightly too basic. Sia's vocals, undeniably good. It's catchy. I think it's just the lyrics that kind of let it down. It's a title I've heard before a lot of times, and it's also kind of, the lyrics are Footprints in the Sand, and I've heard that a lot of times in a pop song. I like it, and it doesn't tarnish the album whatsoever for me, but it's definitely the weakest track on here for me. Okay, another kind of standout track, similar to Move Your Body, track number 4, but this is track number 10, Sweet Design. And when this song came on, I was like, whoa, what is this? And it was obvious who this track was written for. This is clearly Beyonce, and it's called Sweet Design because basically she's talking about her ass and how her bum is a sweet design. The production is very Beyonce, the lyrics are very Beyonce, everything about this song is very Beyonce, which is amazing. And then it's paired with Sia's voice. Very kind of sassy, fun lyrics of a Beyonce song mixed with very vocally talented woman, which is Sia. But it's a very clear example of how well Sia can nail a write for someone else. She went into the studio and wrote this song for Beyonce and nailed it, because I didn't even have to look it up who it was written for. I knew straight away from the production, from the lyrics, that it was definitely a Beyonce track. I love it, and clear example of how talented Sia is. Number 11 is called Broken Glass. Again, another great song. I do like this one. It's got a key change in, which is always a bonus. I do like this one. She released it on Radio 1, I think, like a week or so, a couple of days before the album came out. Really liked it when I first heard it. Really like it now. Similar to Unstoppable, it's just a very good pop Sia track. Track number 12 closes the standard edition of the record, and I believe she wrote this track for Rihanna, however actually asked for it back. It wasn't rejected. Sia actually asked for it back because she missed it. She had seller's remorse and wanted it for herself. And I can see why, because it is probably definitely the most meaningful lyrics on the record, and it's very clearly a meaningful song, and it's very clearly come from the heart. And yeah, I really like it. It's 4 minutes 48 seconds. It's one of the longest on the album. I think the longest track on the album, and definitely the most down tempo. But I really like it. As I said, I really like it when an artist closes an album with a slightly more down tempo song, because it brings it to a nice finish. Okay, with the deluxe edition or the Target exclusive edition, you get 2 extra tracks. Track number 13 is called Fist Fighting a Sandstorm. Like this song, don't love it, not a standout track, but again, another good pop song. Okay, the final track, the last track number 14, second bonus track, is called Summer Rain. This is actually one of my favourites. I'd prefer this to be on the main album instead of Footprints. I think this song is a lot stronger than Footprints, just because its melody is a lot more catchy and a lot more interesting. I can't really remember, but I'm not going to sing it, but it's got a kind of hook in the chorus melody of Summer Rain. It's kind of got a hook, which is kind of stands out. You're like, oh, that's an interesting hook for a pop chorus to have, and I really like it. I really like this song. Again, lyrically, it's not mind-blowing. It's by no means like mind-blowing when it comes to its lyrics. However, I like it. It's just a fun pop song, as is this whole album. It's not an album to be taken too seriously. That's what I'd say. In comparison with 1,000 Forms of Fear and Some People Have Real Problems, where Sia wrote all the songs for her, and she wrote all her songs for her own benefit, and she really wanted to make an album. This is more kind of like a mixtape, if you kind of see it as a mixtape. It's a lot of songs put together that she really liked, and for that reason a lot of the songs are not to be taken too seriously, because they are written for pop stars like Katy Perry or Demi Lovato or Selena Gomez, who are not writing to change the world with an incredible lyric. You know what I mean? All they're doing is they're trying to make music that's fun. They're trying to make music to play on the radio and be on Top 40, which is fine, and Sia is accommodating that with her pop songs, and that is what's on this album. So don't take it too seriously. Take it for what it is, which is 14 very, very catchy, fun pop songs, and Sia is the best pop writer she must be the best pop writer in a very long time. I adore her. I would love to see her live. Like, she's such an enigma. She's so cool. I love the whole No Face promo thing. I think it's genius. I think she's underrated. She's quite highly rated, but I still think she's underrated. I think her methods and her process need to be known by more people. I think more people need to know how she writes and how effortlessly she can make a pop melody, because it's incredible. Like, she's really like a one of a kind artist. I think everything about her is interesting but not fake. It's not corny, and it's not trying to make money. What Sia is got on her side is that she can make enough money writing for other people. She doesn't even have to be a solo artist. But this is an example of why she wants to be a solo artist. If a song is rejected and thrown away, she doesn't want it to go to waste. She wants people to hear it, so she records it. And I really like that. It shows that she really does love her music and love the tracks she's writing, so I really respect her for that. So yeah, that is the end. I actually wrote a blog post of this album, So if you want to kind of go into each track slightly more in depth, I suppose you could have a read of that. I will link it below. But yeah, definitely check out this album, and if you like this, check out her other albums, especially We Are Born, because that's my favourite Sia album still. And yeah, as I said, Birds Set Free, Reaper and House on Fire, my top 3 tracks from this record. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.